A jury of her peers heard the overwhelming evidence presented against Sandy to convict her on the 6 counts of deprivation of parental rights. Sandy no longer understands what it means to be a parent, and therefore I do not believe she understands what she took from me, or more importantly, our children. To this day, I still do not understand why Sandy thought complete annihilation of our family was a good plan. She needed to first destroy me, the father of her children. In order to do so, she used our children, not appreciating that she was destroying them in the process. Nico was forced by Sandy to write false claims about me on his Facebook, which embarrassed our son with all his friends and filled him with enormous guilt. He was torn between the desire of trust and belief in his mother and his need to tell and finally tell the truth. He has done what he can to make sure his words, the words he knows, He has done what he can to make sure the world knows that the words on his Facebook page were not his. They were not the truth. They were his mother's words. She used him to try to hurt me, destroy my reputation, destroy my relationship with my children. I thank God every day that Nico and all our children are finally able to recognize the truth from the nightmare Sandy created. While I was following the instruction of the family court to heal our family, Sandy was creating an environment of paranoia and fear in our children. Sandy went to great lengths to convince our children that the world, that I was a monster. During this time, our children should have been focused on school, on their friends, having fun, and growing up. The time was spent being used by their mother to destroy their father. As to the long-term effect, what you did to our children, this will take them years, if not a lifetime, to comprehend the trauma and the pain you inflicted upon them. But sadly, our kids may be haunted for this the rest of their lives and will possibly never understand why their mother didn't just let them have the love and support of both their parents. You stole 2.5 years of their childhood from them. Time they'll never get back. Time will never get back. For 944 days, 2 of my kids were away from those who loved them the most. They were living in a desolate part of Minnesota with complete strangers. They didn't see a doctor, they didn't go to school, they didn't see any of their friends, and they didn't see any of their family. One of the worst days, during this 944 days my girls were missing, is when Trish Van Pilsen from Fox 9 showed up uninvited to my home. My daughters had been missing for 10 days, and law enforcement was working with me and my family to help find them. At the end of the interview, Van Pilsen told me that she had interviewed the missing girls, but she refused to share the information on the location with me and law enforcement. She left me helpless. Knowing that she alone could help bring me to my girls, yet hiding behind the shield of journalistic integrity, she had the power to end this nightmare in just 10 days. Instead, it lasted 934 days. Even after repairing all the damage to the home, 2 of our kids were still missing. Even when it was noisy in the house, there was missing 2 voices. Even when the house was full, 2 were missing. 944 days with 2 missing. It was a living hell, a hell that Sandy designed and built as a vehicle to battle her own personal demons and enemies she created in her mind. received a phone call from the Lakeville Police Department asking me to collect DNA and dental records for my missing girls was one of the lowest points. The wave of reality that my girls may never be found, or worse, may never be found alive, became a sudden reality. I wish I could go back in time and get Sandy the help she needs. While she is my ex-wife, she is the mother of my children. I want them to have a mother who truly loves them, as the children should be loved by both parents.
I invite you to stand for sentencing. Why don't you come up to the podium, please? During this morning's hearing, I was deeply affected by Mr. Rucky's victim impact statement. First, Mr. Rucky, in his eloquent and heartfelt tribute to family, the strength of family, and to his children, described his relationship with the 5 Rucky children, the 5 Rucky offspring, who I have learned are vibrant and unique individuals, each in their own right. He lovingly described his relationship with his children, and he described the impact of the events that led us to this day. Mr. Rucky described defendant's acts as the annihilation of the family. Truer words have never been spoken. The senselessness of these events have haunted each member of the Rucky family since April 19, 2013. The pain and the loss that each family member has endured is beyond comprehension. My heart aches for you. We do not live in isolation, and surely we are all reminded today of the ripple effect that one life has upon others. I was also touched by Mr. Rucky's words about a family that endures, a family that heals from trauma and pain. This is never an easy process, and it's often a process that bumps along, lurches along, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. A sentence will never heal the wounds that Mr. Rucky and the children have suffered. A sentence will not bring back precious time that was lost, and experiences large and small that you all should have shared together. A sentence will not take away that pain. Ms. Grazzini Rucky, the jury's verdict was clear. You were found guilty of 6 counts of deprivation of custodial or parental rights. During the trial, you claimed, and you have always claimed, that you acted in the best interests of your daughters, that you acted as a loving mother. If so, it defies logic that you left your 3 other children in the custody of the father you claim was abusive. Your animosity for Mr. Rucky robbed you of good judgment, and it robbed your children of stable sibling relationships and the important connection to their father during formative teen years. Your animus towards Mr. Rucky spilled onto others, including the professionals whose paths crossed yours. There is a saying, my way or the highway. And on April 19, 2013, you literally took to the highway with your 2 daughters because you did not get your way in the family court proceeding. and those 2 children remained missing for 944 days. The family is the cornerstone of our society. I'm not a psychologist, a social worker, or an expert on child development. I am, however, a mother, a grandmother, and a judge. I believe, without hesitation, that our community, our children, your children, need and deserve the guidance and love that a father brings to their lives. So, as to the conditions of your probation. First, you will serve 250 days in the Dakota County Jail. You will receive credit for 133 days actually served. By my tally, you have 34 days to serve on the original term of confinement, and you will be taken into custody today to serve the balance of this confinement period. You will serve 15 days in jail during each year of your probationary term, and your 15-year jail sentence will begin on November 18 of each year, the day the girls were recovered, beginning in 2017. So you will surrender to the Dakota County Jail at 8 a.m. to serve 15 days on each of the following days: November 18, 2017, November 18, 2018, November 18, 2019, November 18, 2020, November 18, 2021, and November 18, 2020.